Oh my God. Listen, I'm going to say something that is no secret. I'm going to say something that the boxing fans are saying. And that's the state of Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis. Right now, you have these two guys who are considered the faces of boxing, right? The face race between those two. And to be the face of boxing, you have to be somebody who pushes the sport forward. And as of right now, neither one of them are doing so. Now, since I can't speak about both of them at the same time, I'm going to have to speak about one and then speak about the other. And it doesn't matter to me which one I speak on first, so I'm going to flip a coin, which was very hard for me to find since I don't use cash anymore. I think most of us use credit cards and shit like that. But heads, Gervonta Tank Davis. Tails, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Heads. Gervonta Davis. He says this on X. Now, he probably doesn't even realize how disappointing of a post that is. The problem is you're willing to fight who's handed to you. And I remember, Gervonta, the best moment of your career is when you said this.
What is the inner motivation for Tank Davis to take this fight?
No disrespect, but to come get niggas.
That was when you were beginning to own yourself. Your coach, Calvin Ford, he emotionally echoed that sentiment.
He's awake. He's coming into the man that we've been training for years. He controlling everything now. He's starting to understand it. He's putting on his big boy pants. We understand that this fight is the main fight to the other fights. When I talk to him, I'm not talking to little Tank anymore. I'm talking to the grown man Tank.
So let me say something to you that you already know. The fighters you want to fight are the fighters the fans want you to fight. But the fighter that's going to be handed to you is a fighter that you're going to have to really work leading up to the fight and to convincing the fans that it's a fighter that you should be credited for. I wish that post on X was different. I wish instead of you saying you're ready for what's being handed to you, you instead say, give me Devin the American Dream Haney. Give me Teofimo Lopez. Shut everybody up, as you say.
I'm just ready to shut everybody up. You know what I mean? All the talking that's going around, that's floating in the air. I'm ready to shut their ass up.
That's precisely what you want to do. You were doing great leading up to Hector Garcia, beginning to own yourself. Take ownership again, because as of right now, the state of Gervonta Tank Davis. Now let's talk about Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, nobody wants to see you versus Jamal Charlo. Not even you. You said yourself out of the two Charlos, Jermell Charlo was the best one.
I think, for me, in my opinion, Jermell is a better fighter. I think both are great fighters, but I think Jermell is the best of the two in the fights, and I think he's the better fighter.
And we saw what you did to Jermell. You chased him around the whole ring. Jermell didn't have a chance in hell. We're going to call him No Chance in Hell Jermell. And you think people want to see you versus Jamal? How about Terrence Crawford? You yourself, you said you didn't want that fight.
I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, and then, you know, he needs to enjoy his fight.
Leading up to the fight, people may get excited by the names, and casuals who don't know the sport may get excited. But we know if you were to knock out Terrence Bud Crawford, it'd just be another Amir Khan moment. People don't even mention your fight with Amir Khan. People are tired of fighters moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez when you have a Mexican monster in your own division. and that's David Benavidez. Now, you said yourself that you represent Mexico.
When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico. And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life, anybody.
What better way is there to represent Mexico than to take on somebody who is nicknamed the Mexican Monster? And we know that that fight would be extremely exciting, and most people would want to see it 2 times. And there's no better 2 times than Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day, which is coming up. Honestly, there is no other option that boxing fans really want other than you versus David Benavidez. And the thing is, you know it yourself. Fighting Jamal Charlo, fighting Terrence Bud Crawford, before fighting David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day makes 0 sense. And that little voice in your ear is telling you Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. You know it. You know it. Listen to that voice, because that voice is the truth. That voice is the boxing fan. And with this video, we're screaming. We're no longer whispering. We don't want anything other than Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. Why? Because you represent Mexico. Let me know how you all feel in the comments below. ShowBizz the dope. I'm out.